Hi, my name is Jacqueline, and just a couple of days ago I started my YouTube channel at the age of 45. In this video, I'm going to tell you why it took me 12 years, yes, actually 12 years to get started on YouTube. I started having these ideas that I wanted to start a channel in 2012. So I'll tell you a little bit about what that process looked like for me, what sort of difficulties I had, why I didn't start, why it took me so long. And more importantly, I wanted to share the three shifts that I needed to make in order to get started. In 2011, I left my corporate job in London in finance and I retrained to be a life coach. It started kind of just trying to find something that I wanted to do with my life. I knew that I didn't like my corporate job. I knew I couldn't see myself there for a long time. I didn't know what I wanted to do instead. So I found coaching completely by accident, and then I felt like, okay, this could be it. And so around 2011, 2012 was a time when YouTube had been around for a while and really started to find these channels that were teaching something that was not just about entertainment, that was not just about random vlogs, but more like where people would come and share your own experiences, where they would help others, where there was a little bit of meaning and purpose behind the videos. At the time, I really liked that, probably because that was a time in my life when I wanted to get out of that corporate, my entire life is laid out in front of me type of thing. And I wanted to get on a different path, a path of self-expression, self-actualization, where I could do something I actually genuinely cared about. So to this idea that I could have a channel where I could talk about important things, deep things that I am going through or that I have overcome, I really, really loved that idea. Honestly, I just thought it was going to be creating the channel, start posting videos, and then there's just gonna be success somehow. But that is not how it happened. As soon as I started getting into the topic more and more, the more I learned about YouTube, the more lost I became. I was 100% sure that I wanted to start my own channel, and I knew I had a lot that I wanted to share with others. I knew I had a lot to say, but there were millions of questions in my mind around which topic to start the channel about. So what should be my niche, so to speak. That was a time when there was more of this old school type of approach to niching, like you have to be very specific. This is what your channel is about. You have to niche down to blow up and all that. And so I was stuck there for a really long time. Like, what should my niche be? I was just in the middle of this life transition, leaving corporate. I was getting certified as a coach and start getting clients. So that was definitely a topic I could have covered, but there were lots of other topics that I was interested in. And every time I was getting close to picking a topic or picking a niche for my YouTube channel, I always found there was like this huge amounts of self-doubt in me. Like, why should I talk about this? Why should anyone listen? Am I qualified to talk about this topic? I think if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s or beyond, you are going to have a lot of that because we were not really brought up in an environment where trial and error was how we did things. So we were brought up to be perfectionists a lot more. Like, I need to learn it and I need to perfect it and I need to make it better and I need to improve it and I keep improving it. And there comes this really high level at some point when I am now justified or I am now qualified to teach it or to talk about it. Anyway, the years passed and I was still convinced that I wanted to do YouTube, but I didn't know exactly how to get started. The following were my biggest fears and biggest anxieties. I was afraid to be on camera. I am an introvert. It's not a natural environment for me to come in front of a camera and talk to people. To be in the center of attention is not where I love to be. So that was a really big fear for me. I didn't know the topic I wanted to create the videos about. That really felt like this gigantic brick wall in front of me, that unless I know the topic, I cannot make videos, but I cannot really seem to figure out the topic. So I was stuck on that for a really, really long time. I was terrified about the technology, so how to actually record the video step by step. How do I record it? How do I transfer it to my computer so I can edit it? How to edit it? how to do the microphone, the sound, and the lights, and all of that. So the technology part, I hate technology. I love people, but hate technology. So the technology was really something that was holding me back, especially as I was noticing that the videos on YouTube were getting better and better quality. So I kept looking at those videos thinking, I'm never going to be able to make videos at this level. Like, that's just really far away from me. So if that is the required level, if that is where the bar is, then oh my god, I need to do a lot more preparation than I thought. So again, that took me down into this, I'm not starting yet because I need to learn how to make videos. Because of all these, I became obsessed with starting a YouTube channel. So I started to consume more and more content. I thought, okay, yeah, I need to learn about thumbnails. I need to educate myself on this other topic. And I became kind of like this weird theoretical expert on the topic, every topic that's related to starting and growing a YouTube channel. But I never was able to turn them into reality. So that pragmatic part of, okay, now I know this stuff, and now I'm going to turn it into an actual channel and an actual video or actual videos, that just never came for me. I didn't exactly know what was missing for me, but something just didn't quite click. I was in this really weird space when I learned more and more about the topic. I could repeat everything that the large content creators were sharing. I kind of learned my lesson, so to speak, and I could tell all that. I could just give it back to you word by word, but something didn't click. Something didn't quite fall into place because I didn't know what to do with all this theoretical knowledge. I couldn't take it and turn it into something real, like a real video that I could post somewhere. There were so many times when I wanted to give up. That's the reality of it. For me, it wasn't like this really beautiful incremental journey when I just take one step here and I take another step and I take another step and wow, I just arrived. It did not look like that for me. What it looked like was that I wanted to give up. I wanted to get on YouTube and share what I know and help people and do genuine, authentic, meaningful work here. But at the same time, I was so stuck on how to actually do it. It was like this really weird type of situation when a part of me wanted to go and a part of me was stuck and was holding me back. It was really, really not great. It was very difficult. I felt overwhelmed most of the time. So the more knowledge I consumed and the more videos I watched around how to start a YouTube channel in 2020 and then 2021 and then 2022 and then 2023, and it just kept going. It was like the more knowledge I had inside my head, the more confused and the more overwhelmed I felt. It was not a linear process. There were lots of ups and downs. There were a lot of times when I felt like giving up and I felt like, you know what, maybe it's just not meant for me. There are a lot of people out there who do not own a YouTube channel, who do not run a YouTube channel. So maybe I just had this crazy idea that this would make me happy and somehow this is part of my purpose. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just not, because it's not wanting to happen. It's like the more I work on it, the further away I'm getting from it. It was so frustrating, I cannot tell you, just so frustrating. But also, every time I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna give up, I'm gonna walk away from it, it's just not worth it. Every time I went to that space, I felt a deep sadness inside of me, a really deep sadness. Like somehow I'm meant to be doing this. I didn't know exactly why, because although in the beginning I felt really excited about doing it, over time it became harder and harder to sustain my motivation because I kept thinking, okay, because if I haven't been able to do it, I've been trying for 6 years. If I haven't done it yet, like what makes me think that I'm going to do it at some point in the future? And then because I've been trying to do it for 8 years and 10 years and 12 years, and it just really felt like I kept investing more and more into this gigantic black hole. Like I'm giving more and more to it, but nothing's ever going to come back because I'm never going to get to a point when I actually have a channel shared and public with videos on. A big part of it, I think, was also because I was working as a coach. I felt like I was supposed to get over this stuff. You know, like I'm teaching other people how to achieve their goals and how to overcome their limitations and how to be with their obstacles and what to do. And so how come, like, I really just felt like a fake, you know, like how come I'm not able to figure this out for myself? and I make a living out of helping other people achieve their stuff. Like something is not quite right here. Over 12 years, I lived with self-doubt, like every day, not just every now and then. It wasn't like, oh, now I'm feeling good, or oops, a little bit of self-doubt just popped up. It was not like that. It was actually probably the other way around. It was self-doubt, 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 and little moments of, oh, maybe I can do this. Maybe I think I just need to stick with it, and I think I will probably be able to get there in the end. But no matter how many times I wanted to walk away from it, it just, something always brought me back. Because after I worked through the frustration, the anger, the disappointment, all of those emotions, somehow underneath there was always left, what was left underneath was this kind of like this knowing that I need to do this. Something in me wants to do this, and I'm gonna have to find a way. I am so happy, just so happy to see more and more people above 40 and 50 and 60 on YouTube. I think it was time for that to happen. And honestly, every time I see a new creator in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, it just makes me really excited because it's wonderful to see that sort of variety and diversity. But with this, I want to share with you the 3 things that I needed to shift within myself that allowed me to actually start. So not just get ready and get more ready and get more ready, but to actually getting out of the getting ready space and into the, okay, I'm doing it. There's an actual channel with actual videos on it. Okay, so I am a born perfectionist. I know that now and I accept that now. I am no longer resisting this. It is true. Every time I think something is just good enough, is just at the level when it's just acceptable, other people look at it and go like, okay, this is perfect. This is like, what are you talking about? This is like better than anything that we've ever seen. So I understand that now about myself, but still that is the place from which I was coming to YouTube. And if you are a perfectionist, then this might help you as well. What I realized, so instead of putting all my effort and energy and time into improving my videos so that they get to a level when I think they're good enough and therefore I can post them, I should just dedicate all that energy to accepting that my videos are bad. This is so bad. It's horrible. Now, this might sound a little weird, but if you are a perfectionist and if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s or beyond, then I think you're going to resonate with it because we were not really brought up to do trial and error, and we were not really brought up to do something that's 50%, get out there, see what happens. That's just not how we were living our lives. That's not how we did school. That's not how we were prepared for life. And so I think that's a really important piece if you're starting in your 40s and beyond, that sometimes you're better off accepting that yes, it's really bad. You do not believe it's amazing. You look at your video and you do not think it's fabulous. It's like there are millions of things that are wrong with it, and there are millions of things that you can take away and improve before you post it. But to actually get to a point where I say, I know it's bad, but I'm going to post it anyway. And so to deal with the discomfort in the body that comes up when you see yourself on a video that you're not happy with, that is so important. To accept that this is how it feels right now, because it's not great, because it's not perfect, because you are going to improve it over time, but post it anyway and just be with that little bit of I think discomfort is too nice a word to describe it, to be honest. I think it's probably closer to anxiety than discomfort. Of course, it's still a good idea to improve your videos and keep improving your videos. This is something we need to do if we want to grow a successful channel. And I am doing this. I actually got into this exercise when every time a video is ready, I'm writing down one thing that I would like to do better in my next video. So I am doing that, but I'm doing that while the first one is getting posted. So I'm not doing it like, okay, I don't like that, so I'm going to go back to the same video, I'm going to correct it on the same video, and then I'm going to post it. But before I posted it, I probably watch it again, and then when I watch it, then I'm going to find something else that's wrong with it. So now I'm going to go and correct it. Like, that's just really horrible. It's not what's going to get us on YouTube quickly and effortlessly. So that shift of, yes, I'm still gonna make it better next time, I'm still gonna correct some things, I'm still gonna learn, I'm still gonna grow, but I'm not gonna try and do everything within this one video. Like, this one video is gonna go out, is going to be released onto YouTube, and everything that I learned from it, I'm gonna put in the next one. I'm gonna make the next one better. But I am able to sit with the discomfort and the anxiety that I am releasing a video I'm not happy about. I think that's it. The second shift that I needed to make to finally start on YouTube was to oversimplify the technology. And I am purposefully using the word oversimplify because it wasn't just simplification, it was oversimplification. If you want to hear the very details of how I did it and what I did around technology to record videos like this, then let me know. I'm very happy to create another video on this. But the very basis of it was this. How I naturally do things is that I would go, okay, so I need to record a video. Right, so now I need to go on YouTube, put in the search box how to record a good YouTube video or how to make videos for YouTube or something like that. And then I would go into this rabbit hole of, I would probably watch 10 to 15 videos on the topic. So I would read about lighting and microphones and sound and how to edit videos, and whether I should use my iPhone or Android, or whether I should buy a professional camera. I would learn about resolution and all of that. And before I knew, 4 days were over, right? So it's just, again, something that would get me stuck where I was, not really allowing me to move forward, because there was always more to learn on every topic, especially when it came to technology, because that's not really up my alley. I'm not interested in technology. In fact, if anything, I'm a little bit afraid of technology. I don't really like to figure things out that are related to technology. So that was definitely something that I was procrastinating. So what I realized I needed to do was I needed to make it something that was simple and effortless enough for me so that I do not procrastinate that part. So this is how I did it. I decided that even though I actually own a professional camera, and people who understand technology and understand photography, they tell me it's actually quite a good quality camera, I'm still not using it because I'm not at that level. I am probably going to in the near future. But for now, I'm not using it because that would give me such an anxiety, like, okay, and like millions of things to set on that camera. It's not just like an iPhone where I start and it's rolling already. So I'm still not using it, and I think it's okay. I think in the beginning, that is at least what I learned. It's okay to cut things for yourself, because not on your first video, there are a lot of things that are not essential. Later on, you can pick up another camera, you can put a lot more effort and a lot more thinking into sound and lighting and all of that. But in the beginning, I think it's just important for you to start. There's nothing that's more important for you than to start. Not even sound. If the two choices on the table are you're gonna start without a microphone or you're not gonna start, then you just have to start without a microphone. So this is one thing that I learned, that there's a lot of content on YouTube on how to improve your videos and how to be better on YouTube. And at some point, it may be relevant for us to learn that. But in the beginning, it's not relevant, because you cannot improve a channel, you cannot grow a channel that doesn't exist. So the very first piece is like, this has to exist. You have to get into the habit of making videos and posting regularly, and then you can worry about millions of other things. But if you try and worry about all of that in one go, which is what I used to do, then you can get so crazy overwhelmed that there's no way you're ever gonna start. I actually had many microphones before that I used for other projects, coaching projects, and also I attempted to make videos many times before over the 12 years. So I had certain mics, but I didn't really like them. So what I decided this time around is that I bought a new microphone, which I really like. It has 2 different outlets. You can attach it to Android, but also to iPhone. which is amazing. And it's honestly, it's easier to use than anything else I ever had before. And I am going to put a link in the description. It's not a sponsored video, but I'm sharing it with you because this is this one actually that I'm using. Many years before, I actually bought a headlight, but it kept reflecting back from my glasses. And although I do not need my glasses to be on video, there I can see perfectly without my glasses. Well, not perfectly, but I can still well enough without my glasses. But I always wear my glasses for work, and I feel a little bit naked without them. So I wanted to make the videos without glasses, with glasses. And it kept reflecting back from my glasses, which was just really annoying. And at the time, I don't know whether that was justified or not, but at the time I felt like, okay, I can't allow that to happen. This is horrible. Everyone's just going to be looking at the glasses and the reflections. And so I'm going to have to find another solution. So for a while, the other solution for me was that I wasn't using a headlight, which meant that I had to stay very close to the window. And I ended up building all kind of crazy contraptions so that the camera is at the right height and the light is still coming in. So I ended up placing my camera on many books, and then on top of the books there was a laptop, and then leaning to the laptop was the phone, and it was just like really crazy. So I thought, okay, I need a tripod for my phone, for the camera, and then I need proper light. Because if I have light, like this is a softbox that I'm using, I'm also going to put which one in the description. If I have a softbox, if I have some sort of a light, then I no longer have to be close or that close to the window. It's still good to have extra light, natural light from there, but then it allowed me to move about a little bit more freely. So this is, at the moment, I am recording these videos with the mic, with an Android phone, with a softbox, and there's a tripod for my Android. 4 things. Crazy simple. Also very quick to set up. The third shift that I needed to make was around niching. So I mentioned many times in this video how stuck I was. I didn't know which topic to start the YouTube channel on. So I did every exercise that exists on how to find your niche, and nothing got me anywhere. I did a deep dive into my life journey and the kind of transformation I went through. I did that exercise of what people want to know, what people are willing to pay for, what people are willing to watch, all that, and what I'm good at and what I can bring to the table. And the more exercises I did on niching, the more confused I became. The more I just felt like I have no idea. Like, it's just so weird because I am filled with this desire to share some of what I went through and some of what I know. But then how can I not know what to talk about? That was just really weird, and it got me stuck for many years. Eventually, the shift that I needed to make is that I realized that because I can't find my niche, I am not going to waste a second longer trying to find it. So what I decided is that I am going to talk about my entire journey, my life journey on this channel. I felt that as soon as I made that decision, I felt lighter. It was no longer like this gigantic rock is just sitting on my chest, like I need to find my niche, but I don't know where, and I did this exercise and I need that, and then I did that exercise, and it's just getting more complex every day. But I felt like I could breathe. I felt like, yeah, there is a journey that I already traveled. There are certain topics that I know about. They're not necessarily the same niche, but they are part of my journey. So in a way, they kind of link together. They belong to maybe certain goals or certain desires in life. So I decided that this channel that I'm starting is going to have all kinds of contents in the beginning, but each content will be about my journey, the journey that I have traveled and I am still traveling. For many years, it felt to me that to look at everything that you know and every problem that you have overcome and every piece of expertise that you have and the knowledge you have and the experience and all of that, and just sitting behind your computer and circling around in your head, or maybe just sitting with your notebook or something like that, and then just arbitrarily pick an aspect before you go out on YouTube, I honestly didn't know how that would work. It just seemed really weird to then to have an entire journey and then to just pick something out of it and go, okay, my channel is going to be about that. I'm sure there are people who have a particular niche in mind because they know they really love fitness and all they want to do is talk about fitness all day. And so their channel is going to be about fitness. And I really wanted to be that person. I wanted to be the person who has that sort of clarity. But I always looked at myself and I looked at other people like an entire journey. That it's not just one thing. There are a lot of things happening at the same time. They are all relationship with one another. And deciding that I am going to cover my entire story, so to speak, at least in the beginning, that was super liberating. That is it for today. These were the 3 mindset shifts that allowed me to actually get started on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then subscribe, like this video so I know that it was helpful, that someone actually watched it and got something out of it, and I will see you next time.